Welcome to today's yoga class. To bring ourselves onto our mat, let's start with some breath work. Bring your thumb and pointing finger together to make a circle. Extend your remaining fingers and bring the backs of your hands to your knees. Take a deep breath in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. Deep breath in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. Deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Let's start with child's pose. So come up onto all fours onto your mat. Then bring your knees out to almost the edges of your mat. Big toes touching. Come to sit on your feet. Walk your hands forward and drape your body and bring your forehead down to the mat. If your forehead can't reach the mat without you lifting up off of your feet, then form fists with your hands. Bring your forehead on your fist or use a yoga block instead if you have one. Take a moment and find your position. And let's hold here for a few breaths. Take a nice deep breath in, and as you breathe out, lift up under your head and elbows, keep your hands on the mat. Take your right hand out to the side and then slide it on the mat behind your left arm into a child's pose. Thread the needle and then bring your head back down to the mat, and let's hold here for a few breaths. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, slowly come up and bring that right hand back to the mat. And take your left hand out to the side and then slide it behind your right arm, and then bring your left ear down to the mat. And let's hold here for a few breaths. Take a nice deep breath in, and as you breathe out, slowly come up and bring that left hand forward again. Come up onto all fours, bring your feet out towards the edges of your mat, tuck your toes under, walk your hands forward and push yourself up into downward dog. And we're going to do a walk the dog. So drop your left knee, then lengthen, drop your right knee, then lengthen. Left, then right, left, then right, left, then right, left, right, left, then right, left, then right, left, right, left, right. Now lift that left knee up towards your chest, take your foot off the mat and then bring it down. Right knee up towards your chest and then bring it down. Left knee towards the chest and then slide forward on your arms and then bring that left knee onto the mat behind your left hand, your foot behind your right hand, and bring the right foot flat onto the mat into pigeon. You can stay up or come down onto your elbows for a deeper stretch, and we are going to stay here for a few breaths. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, tuck your back toes under and come up onto your hands and push yourself back up into downward dog, and let's do walk the dog again, dropping those knees one at a time. Just gently walk the dog. Now bring that right knee up towards your chest, lift your foot off the mat and return. Bring that left knee up towards your chest and return. Bring that right knee up, slide forward on your arms, and then bring the right knee down to the mat behind your right hand. Bring your right foot as close to behind your left hand as possible. Lengthen out that left leg on the mat. You can stay up on your hands or come down onto your elbows, and let's hold here for a few breaths. Take a deep breath in, tuck those back toes under, come up on your hands and push yourself up again into downward dog, and let's stretch it out in a walk the dog again, just dropping one knee at a time. Bring your knees down to the mat with your knees underneath your hips and your legs directly behind you. Then you're on all fours. I want you just to walk your hands back and roll your spine and come up and lengthen yourself up so that you're up on your knees. Put your hands on your hips. We're going to do a few hip circles. So in one direction, just take a few nice big circles with your hips as wide as you can go. And let's swap direction, make circles in the other direction. Just make as big circles as you are able to. Okay, hands on your thighs, slide them down and roll back down so that you're back onto all fours. Take your right leg out to the side, have your foot as flat on the mat as possible, toes pointing forward. And then come back, roll back up. Put your right hand on your right leg and slide it down as far as you can comfortably go. Take your left hand up and over your head. And let's hold here for a few breaths in gate pose. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you breathe out, bring your left hand down and come up and lengthen your spine. Then roll forward again, bring your hands down to the ground. Then bring that right leg in. Now extend your left leg out, toes pointing forward. Try to have your foot flat on the mat. And then roll back up, left hand on your left leg, and slide down as far as you can comfortably go, and then bring that right hand up and over your head, and let's hold here for a few breaths. Take a nice deep breath in, bring that right hand up and lengthen up. Roll forward, bring your hands down to the mat, and then bring that left leg back. You're now going to bring your feet up, come up onto your toes, and then come into a squat so that your heels can be flat on the mat. You can keep your hands on the mat in front of you, or bring your elbows to the inside of your knees, gently pushing your knees open with your hands in prayer in front of your heart. We're going to hold here for a few breaths. Take a nice deep breath in, and as you breathe out, bring your hands to the mat, and then bring them to the mat behind you, and then come to sit on the mat in the middle of your mat, keeping your knees bent. Now I want you to hug your knees into your chest, and then you're going to come up onto your toes, and then slowly push yourself back off of your toes to balance on your hips, and then come back down to the mat, and up again, and down to the mat, and up again, and down to the mat. We're going to do it once more, but this time try to keep your toes up off of the mat, and you can stay balanced with your feet up in the air. Now slowly let go of your knees so that you're just holding them with your hands, keeping your balance as best as you can. Then lengthen out your arms, keeping that balance on your hips. And you can stay here if this is as far as you're able to go, or you can lengthen out your legs as far as you can go. Move as slowly as you need to. Your legs don't have to be perfectly straight. Just go as far as you can comfortably go. It could mean that you keep your knees bent. If you struggle, you can even lightly bring your toes down to the mat. So find a position that you can hold, and let's hold here for a few breaths. Okay, take a nice deep breath in, and as you breathe out, if your legs were lengthened, bring your knees again, still lift off the ground, and slowly hug in those knees towards your chest, and then lower those toes down to the mat. There you go, you can release your legs. Bring your arms out in front of you with your feet flat on the mat, roll your spine, and then come down to lie on the mat. Bring the bottoms of your feet together and let your knees open. Bring those feet down to the mat and let those knees fall open into supine butterfly. You can sway from side to side to get comfort in your hips. Form fists with your hands and bring them alongside your hips, and then rest your legs on top of the fists. So take a nice deep breath in. Breathe out, and let's hold here for a few more breaths. Take a nice deep breath in, and as you breathe out, use your hands to bring your knees up and hug your knees into your chest. Hug them in as tight as you can, and let's hold here for a few breaths. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, lengthen out your left leg while hugging in your right knee towards your chest, and let's hold you for a few breaths. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, bring up that left knee towards your chest, hug in your left knee, and lengthen out your right leg, and let's hold you for a few breaths. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, bring up both your knees to your chest, hug them in briefly, and then lengthen up both your legs, and let's get ready for Savasana, final resting pose. Let your feet fall apart naturally, shoulders away from your ears, arms at your side, palms facing up. You can close your eyes or just lower your gaze and take this moment for yourself and to absorb all the good work that you've just done for you. Remember to breathe even breaths, nice and deep in and out. Closing affirmation for today. I love me and I deserve all good things. Let's come back to the room and to the day. Take a nice deep breath in and breathe out and wriggle your fingers and toes, move your head from side to side. And when you are ready, bend your knees, roll over onto your side, and use your hands to push yourself up into a seated position. Thank you so much for joining me today, and know that I appreciate you. Hands in front of your heart in prayer. Go well. Namaste.